Alright guys, so we're building another rabbit cage. So this is my third one that I've built. And number 3 is still built differently than the other two. Each one is built slightly different. I have come to the conclusion that I do like having this part sticking up on the back and on the front. The reason is, when you have that turned down on the front, sometimes they catch on, focus camera, they catch on those little knobs right there, and it's a pain to open because it gets caught, it just doesn't open easy. And I'm thinking when it's winter time comes, that might be a problem. So I like them facing up. Now this design, normally what is on the bottom there, just like this is facing up, I have those on the bottom, that groove on the bottom. Normally, the other two cages, I have that on the top facing inwards. So that way, the rabbit cannot like push right directly on it. There'd be a little lip there. This time I didn't do it that way, just trying it out. And instead I put the lip on the sides facing in, as that's normally how it'd be along the whole front edge. Now, as you notice, I've been using the regular gauge wire, the regular spaced wire on the bottom. The reason is, right now in the summertime here, I like having them on the grass. Now, the first one I built has the close mesh on the bottom, and the grass just cannot come through. It's just too much, too many little things. So my goal is, when wintertime comes and I go to have these up and off the ground, I'll take more wire and I will, let's see here. Here's just a little cutoff piece as an example. I will cut them to be whatever length. I'm going to lay them in like this. So now you would have just these little tiny squares, which would now be probably, I don't know, about 1 inch by 1 inch, but for the adults, I should not have a problem there with them. Now, I did think about trying to do it like this way, but then I would really have to make sure that these are hooked in place so they don't slide and, you know, trap a foot or something. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go this way along the bottom. That way, they'd have a better floor, plus they'll probably have a piece of board or something in there. So I really have a hard time seeing them getting stuck with the larger breeder rabbits in the wintertime up the ground. Now babies, I would be a little more concerned, but like I said, I do have the one that has the close mesh on the bottom, so if I have babies, I wouldn't have to worry about that. So yeah, and then this one, I normally would put a divider in that middle and have a 2-hole, but I was kind of in a rush here, and I'm thinking later, maybe later, I come in and add my divider later in the middle there and separate it out. But I only have one more rabbit that needs to be homed out into its own, and she's a pregnant female, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just give her one 6-foot cage, so when she has her babies, they'll be on the ground anyways, and when the time comes to divide them, maybe I could put the divider in there and just separate out the babies to the other side, or put it in the other cage, and I'll have a 2-hole. So that's what we're working on. I had to stop and get more hog rings because obviously I used up that box, so I had to go and get more. Oh, she bought different hog rings this time. These are way bigger. These are huge hog rings. Alright, well. I said hog rings, which are true. She did buy hog rings instead of pig. But normally, get the pig. They're much smaller and not near as big as these guys. This is going to be interesting to see how these big guys work. But, all right, time to try that out.